A man who cannot control his emotions. It's like a car without brakes. Eventually, you're going to crash and it won't be pretty. Gentlemen, let me tell you this. Emotional control is just a signal of maturity and the foundation of being a true legacy gentleman. Today, we're going to be breaking down why emotional control is critical, how to master it, and how to turn your life around. Because let me tell you, losing your cool doesn't make you look stronger. It makes you look reckless. And that type of energy is going to bring you down. So, let's get at it. Hey, I'm Rob Johnson. I want to welcome you to the Legacy Gentleman channel, where we talk about the values, skills, and works that'll be admired and desired 1,000 years from now. And that is what a legacy gentleman is. Look, we've been there. In traffic, someone cuts you off, then all of a sudden you're yelling at your windshield like it's gonna develop ears and apologize or something to you. Or maybe when you're at work, a coworker messes something up, and before you know it, you're snapping at them in front of the whole team. Here's the issue. When you lose control of your emotions, you lose control of the situation. Think about how many fights, arguments, or bad decisions have started because someone just couldn't keep their emotions in check. You know, it's like throwing gas on a fire. You're not going to solve anything. You just make things worse. And honestly, throwing a tantrum isn't a good look, whether you're 5 or whether you're 35. Because when you do that, people just don't take you seriously. You have got to show them that you can handle pressure. And that's because if you cannot stay calm in a moment, why should anyone trust you with the big picture? So let me be clear. Controlling your emotions doesn't mean ignoring them. It means owning them, because a man who controls his emotion is a man who is in control of his life. Think about it like this. Your emotions, they're like a wild horse. They're powerful, they're unpredictable, and they can carry you forward or they can drag you into the dirt. But if you grab hold of those reins and learn to ride, those emotions can work in your favor instead of against you. When you master your emotions, you become unshakable. Chaos at work, you're calm. Drama in your relationships, no, bro, you the steady one. Challenges in life, you handle them like a pro. And people notice that kind of energy. It's the mark of a true leader and a real gentleman. Let me tell you a quick story. A couple of years ago, I was in a big meeting at work. The tension in the room was very thick. Everybody was frustrated, voices were raising, and things were getting pretty close to being out of hand. Now, I could have jumped in and matched everybody's energy, but look, that's just really not who I am. I didn't want to add to the chaos, and I generally don't. So instead, I took a breath, I stayed calm, and when it was my turn to speak, I focused on a solution, not the problem, and not blaming it on someone. I didn't raise my voice, I didn't throw shade on nobody, and guess what happened? By the time I was finished speaking, my tone led the entire room to just calm down. People started listening instead of yelling, and we actually started to get things done. Look, the lesson from this is when you keep cool, you can often turn a bad situation into a good one. Or at least, man, you can stop it from getting worse. Staying calm doesn't just help you, it really does help everybody else. All right, so how do you actually control your emotions? Let me give you a few tips. At least this is what works for me, right? First thing I do is I pause before I react. If you feel yourself getting heated, take a breath, count to 5 if you need to. But look, give it a second, pause and save yourself from saying something that you're gonna regret. You gotta know your triggers, know what'll set you off. For me, it's being disrespected. But see, when you prepare yourself for that, you know how you'll respond, and you can train yourself to respond differently. Be productive. If you're angry, go to the gym. If you're stressed, hey, write it down. If you're frustrated, go for a walk. You want to use your energy to build up instead of tear down. And look, man, Sometimes you got to learn to walk away. Sometimes the best response is no response. Just walk away from a heated situation, go cool down, and get yourself in a better headspace. And remember, if you feel like you're about to blow up, ask yourself this: is it worth it? Is it worth this time and energy? And believe me, your reputation. Because trust me, your reputation is much harder to rebuild than like some plates or tables that you're gonna end up smashing. And look, there's a payoff. Here's what it is. When you master your emotions, everything in your life really does get better. People respect you more because they see that you can handle pressure. Your relationships are improved because you're not acting out of jealousy or anger or fear. And you feel better about yourself because you're really not constantly going around cleaning up the messes you've made. Think of yourself as a thermostat and not a thermometer. See, a thermometer just reacts to the environment around it. It goes up and down depending on what's going on around them. But a thermostat, it sets the temperature. It stays steady no matter what's going on outside. When you're the thermostat, people trust you. They look to you for guidance, and most importantly, you stay in control of your own life. So here's the bottom line, gentlemen. Emotional control is a skill. It takes practice and it takes patience. It really is a lifelong skill. But every time you keep your cool, you're building up that emotional muscle. And it's what separates boys from men and men from legacy gentlemen. Control doesn't mean suppressing your emotions. It means choosing how to respond, not letting your emotions control you. And when you master that, you become unstoppable. Look, remember, a calm mind and a steady hand will take you much further than a hot head will. And until next time, gentlemen, keep your emotions in check, keep your head high, and go be legendary.